The Best Actor race at the Oscars is heating up. We've got another one for you. Bill Nighy, starring in Living. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It. Welcome to my spoiler-free review for the Oscar-nominated film Living. This is actually up for 2 awards, not just Bill Nighy for Best Actor, but it's also up for Adapted Screenplay as well. This comes from, well, it's sort of a remake of a Kurosawa film from the 50s called Ikaru, but that is in turn based on a Leo Tolstoy novel from the 1800s. So, definitely a long lineage here with the themes in this movie. Before we dive into the specifics here, I want to welcome you into Dan Reviews It. Thank you for finding this video. We've got a ton of great movie and TV review stuff on the channel, and with the Oscar race heating up, lots of the best picture nominees, best actor, actress, all of that kind of stuff. We've done all now but one of the best actor awards. I have not seen After Sun yet. Paul Mescal, I believe, is the person nominated for that, but we've done The Whale with Brendan Fraser. We did Elvis a long time ago when that first came out, and then The Banshees of Inisherin with Colin Farrell, one of my few A-pluses of 2022. So how does Living stack up to those? Well, let's find out here. This is based, like I said, on originally a Tolstoy novel, but it is set in 1953 in London, at least this particular version is, and it depicts a bureaucrat in the Public Works Department of the county, who is played here by Bill Nighy, who goes by the character name Rodney Williams. They mostly just call them by their last name, which was a big thing back in the day. Williams, he goes by. And he finds out he has a fatal illness, and so the movie is basically about his processing that information, who he decides to tell, and how he decides to live with that knowledge. And so, he maybe realizes he was a bit of a stuffed shirt, so he decides to, live his life a little bit, hence the title of the movie here, Living. So Bill Nighy, I think, is really one of the great unsung heroes of acting. He is definitely one of that guys. We've seen him in so many different things. I remember him probably the most, I guess, for Love Actually. That was, certainly a big hit for him. But he was Davy Jones in the Pirates of the Caribbean series, of course. He had a huge run in like the late 2000s. He was in Hitchhiker's Galaxy to the Galaxy, Hot Fuzz. He's been a part of the Harry Potter universe. He did the 2, or at least the 1 Best Exotic Marigold movie. I don't know if he came back for the sequel or not. He might have died in the first one. Spoiler alert for Best Exotic Marigold Hotel. I think he might have died. I can't remember. But anyway, but he has been in so many movies. About Time is a great one, where he plays the father in that. So here, this is really his movie. He is at the front and the center of all of this. Yeah, there's some people that come in and out, but really it's mostly about him. And I would say this gal, played by Amy Lou Wood, who I was not really familiar with. I don't remember seeing her in anything really, but I'm sure I've seen her in passing. But she is an employee where he works and wants to kind of step up and wants a letter of recommendation from him. So they form sort of a friendship, and he confides in her about his illness. That's all I'll really say, I think, about the plot. But there's some family issues here with him as well. There's some work issues with him. But really, this is about how he decides to live his life and sort of the thought process that comes with having to deal with something like this, which is not a new concept. We've obviously seen a lot of movies and TV shows with that sort of element of, okay, you have X amount of time to live. What do you do with that time? And obviously it's an old concept, dating back with the Leo Tolstoy novel. Bill Nighy is great in this movie. It could be a career best for him. I would say there's a few that might stand up there. About Time is certainly one of them, but he was definitely more of a supporting character, and that's the thing with him. He is, usually seen in a big ensemble. Think about most of those movies I mentioned, the Harry Potter universe and the Exotic Marigold movies and Love Actually. I mean, these are big ensemble piece films. But here he really, really gets to sink his teeth into a really starring role. Now, I would say of the best actors that we have so far that I've seen, I think it is probably, among the weaker ones, but, weak in a, cast of A's. All right, well then you're the A, not the A plus, let's say, because this is a very, very, very good performance. And yeah, in terms of his starring roles, I would say it's his best. He's got a lot of nuance with this character, and we get to know this character a lot. Unfortunately, we don't get to know a lot of the other characters that well. There's some stuff with the family dynamic that I think I would have liked to see a little more of. We get the gist of what's going on there, but I think I would have liked to see a little more in line with that. And then my other issue with the movie, well, I have two other issues really, but the one sort of turned out to be okay. As it was going on, I thought maybe that last third, it takes a little bit of a different direction, and I was not sure how much I liked it. I thought maybe, okay, this could have been sort of more of a 5-minute sort of, okay, then all of this stuff happens. But by the end of it, I was like, okay, I actually really appreciated the way they sort of laid things out. But it doesn't mean that I couldn't deal with an extra 5 or 10 minutes in the middle somewhere, dealing with some of those things that I missed, maybe with the family dynamic. And then the other thing is, it only happened maybe a few different times, but the music cues were a little bit overpowering in some places, and that seems to be maybe a sound engineering or a sound mixing kind of thing. And it wasn't the whole movie, but there were a few times that were maybe slightly more intimate scenes, and we had sort of like a swooning of the music that I did not think was necessary. Time and a place for something like that, and an intimate dinner scene isn't always the right move, and I don't think it worked that way here either. But other than that, I really liked the script here. It's a pretty tight movie too. It's like an hour and 47 minutes, I think. So, we get in, get out. There's not really a lot of drag time. I thought the story flowed very well. But really, the reason for seeing this movie, I would think, is this great performance by Bill Nighy. I don't think he's going to win, and I don't think he should win based on the performances I've seen so far, but this could certainly be a career best for him. I leave Living with a B+. All right, thanks for watching. We have a lot more Oscar ground to cover. I think there's 6 or 7 movies in major categories I've not covered yet, so come back for that, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Dan Reviews It. Bye.